Morning, Fred. Just trying to get a sense of what's going on. I never even opened up a single chart yesterday. Um, didn't even look at Discord yesterday. We had meetings. Ugh. Looks like the trading was pretty good yesterday. No, lousy. It was a choppy day from what I could tell, just based on the way the charts look. Like no clear direction. Oh yeah, meetings are lousy, especially teacher meetings. But yeah, didn't really do anything after market open. I mean, here's market open. This is basically where we closed the day. So stayed right there, kind of just chopped. I did see that. Then you had a good afternoon trade that ended up turning back to looking at just the daily where we're at on the ES. Like we're kind of in a spot now where it's if we fail here, then I'll look to go lower. If we end up kind of bouncing and taking out these highs, then yeah, we're going to continue. Probably come up here for this gap. But we're kind of right here at this mean threshold with this last huge push right here that ended up causing that big failure. So I'd really like to see some type of continuation. This is Newsweek, so we have non-farm. We could see a lot of just choppiness, but yesterday was bullish, but it was bullish just overnight, like and during the London session, leading into the morning. The day was just basically what this candle looks like. Morning, Kyle. Zoom in a little more. Yeah. So really just kind of building up liquidity down in here. Being at the high here, we might come in and grab this guy. right? And then drop to the lows today. Looks like we filled most, if not all, of that gap right there. A pretty good look at what could happen today on the ES, just based on this 4 hour chart. You want to take that off. Yeah, I like the way that looks right there. Just those lines. Uh, Actually, this would have been something that I probably would have had up yesterday. So I'll leave it. I'll put it up today. See how we react right here. This is a good area of failure. Structure break, continuation on down to the Monday lows, grabbing up that liquidity, and the rest of that gap, because it looks like we do have a little bit of that gap still remaining. I'll leave this structure line here. Maybe one more pull down. And if news helps out this week, then a pretty good explosion up into here. Kind of like that spot too. Top of this, where we kind of interacted a little bit right in here. I'm not gonna put it on there just because there's a lot of noise right in here, anyways. This right here is a pretty good area to see price come down into. Something looking like that. Maybe not that perfect, but there's a good little trend right with that 21. Good break there. Also breaks that structure. Just another reason to kind of look for this area to kind of break down. I don't see us I personally don't see us bouncing off of it and coming crushing way up here. Now we could tap into this structure right in here, but I think we eventually break down below that and we can come on down. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I would look. That's my thoughts on ES right now for today. Just a nice little quick bounce down. I don't see us continuing this. I mean, I would hate to see just a grind higher and just work this trend, right? I would hate to see something like that today. Possibility, although we have jolts at 10. At 9 a.m., we have this S&P CS composite 20 HPI Y over Y. Like, it's a red folder. I honestly, it's the first time I've ever Standard and Poor's change in the selling price of single family homes in 20 metropolitan areas. Yeah, I'm with you, Chris. I've never seen it before. Put it this way, I've never seen it as a red box, as a red folder. It might have been a yellow folder before, but I've never seen it as a red folder. I was looking at it this yeah, I was looking at it this morning. I was like, what is that? And then when I started reading it, you know, one of the few non-seasonally adjusted numbers reported on the calendar, as it's the primary calculation for this indicator, leading indicator for the housing industry. Health, because rising house prices attract investors, spur industry activity. Never seen it before. Not saying it's ever been there. It's never been. I've just never seen it. So definitely going to pay attention to the 9 o'clock there and see what happens. Right before you have the jolts, an hour later, consumer confidence. I know the housing market in Tennessee, in Middle Tennessee, in particular, is still crushing it. Like, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's a good thing, but it's ridiculous. Just houses going up everywhere, even with the prices. Let's drop into the 15 minute and get a little closer look. If we just box in this area right here, I would say this is a bullish move. However, being all the way up here at the Monday high, the fact that we took highs out, I don't see this continuing right away. But that's a pretty bullish little pattern there. We got into some inefficiency down here. Structure. Perfect. I'd like to see it come down one more time. Trying to hold the 21 right there, though. Okay. There you go. Thanks, Chris. Um, there's a website for that too. I can't. Didn't somebody pulled that up to let us know when we're supposed to change contracts? One reason why I like Ninja Trader. Ninja Trader lets you know. And they go ahead and roll them for you, or at least ask you if you want it to roll. Um, Most of the time, I just kind of look at the like the volume, see how the volume's still spotty through here, and that's on the next contract. Um, so I wouldn't be changing to that contract just yet. Yeah. So I'd be sticking with what we got right now. But in the next couple weeks, it'll start switching over. And once you just stop seeing the choppiness of those candlesticks, that's it's kind of a good time to go ahead and move over. But again, if you're trading on Ninja Trader, I think Tradeovate does the same thing. It kind of prompts you like, hey, it's a good time to roll them. I had to change all of these. Oh, she got an NQ. Pretty much looks exactly the same. General Starlight about to. Thanks, Chris. Probably start taking some of these lines off as we go. Again, NQ looks a little more bullish, but we're right here at the mean threshold of this order block. Two hefty candles. That'll probably come into play today. I will play this one. It's only been touched once. I think I'm gonna drop that one. Again, might have had this one on the chart yesterday. So I think I'm gonna add it. Prices around it right now. This guy's staying. I'm gonna leave him. Take this one off. All right, so it didn't really remove that many. Pretty vertical move right here, but very choppy in the same sense. We do have some liquidity that we could come get. Let's drop down to an hourly. Definitely looks a little more bullish. I mean, bearish than the ES. Just in price action structure right through here. Yeah. See this hold today. Um, with the news driver though, the NQ can slam through most of all this structure right in this area right here. So pretty good little liquidity right in this area. I can see price coming down into. It's the reason why I marked out this box. Um, this candle's mean threshold might be a good little place to look. We wick down below that box, but then create a candle above it on a higher time frame like that. And then the continuation break structure over the next 24 hours. That could be a good look. But it really, to me, both of these are just bearish. We've got this liquidity situated under it, but it's not like it's like trying to think. We're not getting impulsive moves off of it and then working our way down to it and then getting a push above it again. Like this is very tight in this channel type of stuff. That's just like, to me, building that liquidity below it right in there a whole lot for a good little dip into and then in a rejection from it. That's, to me, what I see that liquidity doing. What price has set up for today. So jolts come out, might be dollar heavy. I'm sorry, dollar strong. When jolts numbers come out to begin with, and then recovery the rest of the day. But I don't want to see, if my overall, of course it's non-farm, so none of this really matters, but I would rather see like a push down and an immediate push back up, just to kind of give me the sense that price is going to keep rallying into the non-farm, and maybe you get another breakdown and then another rally away from it. If for some reason we break down and we grind like this, then we'll get another breakdown before we make new highs above this one. And we'll go lower. So it's really after this push down, if that's what happens, what do we do afterwards? Like, are we going to get this type of price action away from that? Or are we going to get this type of price action away from it? I think that's what that'll determine the next couple of days. Even probably give you a hint at what the news the next couple of days is going to look like. Check the dollar out. Actually, let's go back to this. Drop into a 15-minute chart. Yeah, I just think it's heavy. I think it's bearish. I don't think this and this push down into it. I think we're coming down for more. Like, yeah, I just think we're coming. Just my general opinion. We're coming down. Let's go check out the dollar. Just grinding up. So you see how this looks right here? This is what I was talking about just a second ago on the NQ. Impulsive move down. And this is all bullish, right? But look how quickly this went down and how long it's taken us just to grind back up. To me, this is not a bullish move. This is just a setup for what is to grab next. And that's a pretty good look as to what could happen, and it could look something like that. Yeah. So with these types of wedges, like this pattern right here that we have, like would want to see an impulsive move out and away from it. The fact that we're just grinding to it and then rejecting it, and this was a decent little move to it, and then we rejected it again, and then this little grind move up. Like, we're not impulsively trying to get away from this area. So, and this is over months. So even the dollar has been grinding higher, you know, the market, you can see, hasn't been pushing down crazy. Really no gap downs except for this one, which is at a pretty good high, but there's no real gap downs from there. So, but I do want to see bearishness pretty quick over the next week or so. Did I say bearishness? I want to see bullishness that impulsively moves out of this area. A little bit of move here, but then a nice push. August is always usually slow. Like, this is a pretty good couple of good candles that are like anomalies. for the month of August. Usually August is pretty slow. And then we talked about that at the end of July, that August, is usually kind of a slower month. Um, and it did not disappoint. So maybe we'll set up pretty good for September, October, moving into the holiday months. Ooh, that's kind of crazy to say. The holidays. Oof. Drop into 4 hour. Right at that Monday high. So I'm not going to leave that mean threshold. Just immediate what I saw when I went to the 4 hour chart just now. So obviously opposite of what we're seeing with the market, which is a good thing. Um, Give me some more push up into here. This is a nice little liquidity, which gets you right into that mean threshold, if not a little push up, and then let's break back down, break that structure, and impulsively drop, which would be good for those markets. I would assume would be good for those markets. Pretty good candle right there. Wow. Yeah, one of these markets is going to have to push. Just like on the higher time frames, you look at the 4 hour chart, it looks like this is pretty impulsive. When you drop into the 15-minute chart, you realize it's just a grind in both directions. Leveling out here, but do you see this pushing on up into that weekly? Zoom in just a little bit more. Yeah. Take it easy, Chris. You're welcome, Bubba. Appreciate you being here. See you in the morning. Slow grind today. Slow talking. Pay attention to the news and jolts and stuff. But I mean, honestly, it's really what I've got. I don't think the dollar. I think obviously the dollar. We get a little push up in the morning, and then I don't think it's going to be strong. There's no indication on the higher time frames that the dollar is going to just pounce higher. It's right here. It's impulsive, type of drop and then push all the way up. If we had a continued off of that, like from this pullback, we had continued and kept breaking higher, then yeah, I would be more convinced. The fact that we are slowly just kind of working our way inside that, and there's no impulsiveness out of it throughout this whole section, I just don't trust it to be bullish. Yeah, be careful. Keep it easy. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. I appreciate you, Fred. Kyle, I think that's will be do it for me as well. And I'm going to take off and go ahead and end it right here. And see y'all in the morning. So be careful. Hey, good trading yesterday. And be careful today. See you.